What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to CCVapors. As always, I'm Cannon.
I'm Keith.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Wismec Predator 228 with the Elabo tank designed by Sinuous.
As you guys know, I already did a review a couple days ago over the Alien by Smoke. These are very similar mods, but we're going to do a review on the mod itself and the tank because you can buy this as a whole kit.
For myself, I was very excited about this when I saw it drop a couple months ago on the Wismec site. I previously had the Relo RX-75, which is another rip and grip style mod. I loved it. It was a great mod. And then when I saw this one, I was like, well, if they keep going with this, it's going to be great. I ordered it almost instantly as soon as it dropped online for order, and I have loved it since I got it.
So this has been our setup of choice for the last about 2 weeks now since it's been released and we've received it. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a review on the mod. To start off with, it is rip and grip like you said, so all you got to do is squeeze a button and it fires. You have your 2 buttons down here like the Alien. Then you have your USB port to charge it if you'd like. I would recommend charging your batteries through an external device. They usually last a lot longer. And then another thing to start off with is if you open up the battery door, you have your ventilation. You can see it. There's holes right here, and then they're on the same exact side on the other side. And on the bottom, you have 2 wide holes for your ventilation. So this mod does get a little bit warmer because the ventilation is not as good as the Alien, but all in all, it's not like it gets super hot in your hand or you can't touch it. It just gets warmer than the Alien.
Another big plus for this mod is the paint style. It's not something a lot of people, really care about, but for those who do, it's a big deal. I love the paint. It's kind of a matte finish to it, and I was kind of worried about it when I first ordered it because I do like the white on black, but I was really worried about it getting dirty just from being in my pocket. My hands get dirty at work, but so far I haven't had any issues with it. Anything that's gotten on it can just easily be wiped off. I've dropped mine a couple times, and I haven't had any issues with the paint chipping. Still, all in all, great intact. Still looks good, and I'm very satisfied with how it looks.
One thing I really like, I pointed out on the Alien, is that whenever you open the battery sled door, that it turns off your whole device. Well, this one you do as well. So if you pop it open, see it went off, close it, click it, comes right back on. You don't have to do your 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. It just turns on automatically as soon as you click your button. And the LED screen, the display screen, is a lot better, a lot simpler than the Alien. As you can tell, I have semi-low batteries right now, but it's a lot more convenient, a lot easier to read, and the button system, their mechanics to get to like the menus are a lot simpler as well.
And going back to the battery door, I personally didn't have the Alien. Like I said, I was rolling with the RX-75, but just from seeing him use his Alien, I have noticed that, in my opinion, the battery door on this one seems to be a lot better. I think it's a lot higher quality. All you do is there's a little kind of lip here. You don't even have to have nails for it, basically. You pull it back, it opens up, and you just push it back down. Very secure. I haven't had any issues with it just popping open. So that is a big plus. You don't have to worry about your batteries coming out at all.
Yeah, I talked about the Alien, how it just slid and fell down. This one you actually have to put effort into opening the battery door, which is very nice. You don't have to worry about your batteries falling out ever, and then you hear it click into place whenever you push it back up, which is great. All in all, the design is amazing. Like I said, it's very similar to the Alien. It's actually a little bit bigger. Not height-wise. Height-wise is identical. Width-wise is almost identical as well. But it's a little bit bigger in your hand. And my number one thing that they did for the Predator compared to the Alien, and I complained about this, was where they put their 510. Their 510 is in a great spot. This is a 25mm tank that it comes with, and there's no hangover whatsoever. There's actually room for a bigger tank or RDA if you'd like to put on there. I've read reviews, I've seen other people use it. They go up to about a 28mm RDA or deck of some sort that without any hangover that sits flush. So you could go up to a 30 and have a little bit of a hangover, or you can go to 28 where there's no hangover and it's flush. But they put the 510 connector in a great spot, and it's a spring-loaded 510, so you never have to worry about anything stripping, and it just sits in perfect.
Going back to the display, he did mention that it's a good bright display. You can be outside in the sun and still be able to see that. For the display, going into the mechanics of it, and what it runs is it has a wattage mode. It also has multiple temp control modes. Really easy to navigate the menu to change things. You hit the fire button 3 times, and you can change the look of your display. Also with this, if you hold the power button, or the fire button, sorry, and what would be the right control button, if you hold them together, you can actually change into different settings. I just accidentally undid it there, but you can turn on the logo to flash, and it also has a preheat function, which you can set, which is recommended to about, if you're using wattage, about 10 more than where you want to fire it. For those of you who may not know what preheat, basically what it does is you can set it for anywhere between 0.1 seconds to 2 seconds, and in that time period, it heats your coil up to that desired wattage, and then it drops it back down to where you have it set. So you're not really getting any wasted hits at all. You can pick it up off the desk in the morning like I do. Mine's set at 75 with a 70 wattage normal, and it hits perfect.
So we're going to go ahead and jump into the tank now. My favorite thing about this tank is the filling. There's designs like this tank where you can slide and you can fill it, and it's a top fill. But this one, you actually have to pull out the drip, or your tip, and then you can, there's a little button. You can see that little dark gray dot, and that's telling you where to push. You push, and it slides open, and then you fill to the top. It's wonderful. You don't ever have to worry about it opening in your pocket. I know there's a design on the market that you don't have to pull out your tip for you to fill it, so it can just slide open in your pocket. The airflow, there's 4 holes, 2 on each side. Great airflow. I haven't used a tank for about a year and a half, and I never thought I'd go back to a tank until I got this kit. And I looked at the kit, I looked at the tank, I did a little bit of research and seen what they had released on it, and I was like, you know what, I'll buy the whole kit, I'll give the tank a shot, and I absolutely love it. I don't want to use anything else but this tank right now.
When you get the kit, it comes already with a coil in the tank itself, and it's a 0.25 ohm. The nice thing about this is it comes with a 0.25 and a 0.2. I'm currently running the 0.2, and I love it. And basically it sits inside the tank. You can see the holes there. It's kind of like a sleeve. The 0.25 is going to be a drop-in, while the 0.2 is a screw-on. A little bit of a different design. But like I said, I'm running the 0.2. Great flavor. It's a little smaller sitting inside the sleeve, so you do get a little better of a flavor because there's more juice in there. But compared to the 0.25, I love the 0.2, but I did love the 0.25 as well. Both great coils, great tank. So.
And I've hit his tank since he's had the 0.2 in there, and I still have the 0.25 in mine as of right now. But the 0.2 allows your tank to hold 4.9 mils of juice. The 0.25, because it is a little bit bigger, lets you hold about 4.7 mils of juice, I believe, somewhere in that area. So, I mean, you get a lot of juice. I can vape on this tank for at least 2 hours before I have to refill it. That's if I'm hitting it a lot. Another nice thing is that I have not had it leak. I've had it setting on its side while I play MLB The Show 17 for 4 straight innings, and nothing leaked. I even flipped it this way so that the air holes would be down and the airflow would be down, and hoping that it would leak something. Nothing. I've not had a single problem with it leaking, not through the top, not through the bottom. It's been a very, very good leak-proof tank, and they actually promote that it's a leak-proof tank, and this is one of the few ones I've had that I have not had leak at all.
I will say the only thing I don't like about the tank, like I said, you have to pull the tip out, which isn't the issue. Mine, and it could just be mine, the tip kind of reaches up when you start to pull it out a little easy. I can't get back in, but like it kind of just pulls up, but then it's almost like it hits a lip sort of, and you can't pull it out all the way without exerting a little bit of force. So it kind of redeems itself there, but that would be the only drawback I have of this tank. And it's just mine. It seems like his doesn't seem to do that, so it could have just been an issue of manufacturing or something like that. But that's really the only issue I have with this tank, and it's something minor. But overall, this tank is great. I had a sub-tank on my RX 75, thought I'd stick with that forever. Got this, and I absolutely love it. The tank rips, great flavor. It actually doesn't go through juice that fast. which you would think with it being a bigger tank, it would tend to hog the juice a little bit. But I haven't had any issues with it pulling juice too much. Great flavor, great clouds. It's just an excellent tank.
And like you talked about, mine comes up a little bit, and you can maybe hear it. I have it next to the mic. But I mean, you have to actually pull out the tip. It doesn't fall out, which is great because of their top fill design, where you actually have to pull the tip completely out. So you have to worry about your tip falling out, and then your tank sliding over to the side to fill it up, like in your pocket or something. So there, it's really good. It's a very sturdy piece. Nothing shakes, nothing rattles. The fire button has this, but that's only in some places. That's normal, it seems like, on everything that they have on the rip and grip style. But all in all, I give this whole setup a kit at least a 9 out of 10. It's great. I love it. This is what I've been using for 2 weeks, and I will probably keep using this until I find something that I really love, or until we do another review on something.
And as of right now, I believe, I'm not for sure on it, but you can upgrade the firmware at a further time down the road. Right now, I don't believe they have any firmware updates out, since it did just release, actually 2 weeks ago today, I believe. So right now, there's no firmware updates. I know when I had the RX-75, you had different firmware updates. You could change the display, and then they added that preheat function down the road. But as of right now, there's nothing out. But it wouldn't really matter to me. I love the way the display looks. Doesn't tear through batteries. The battery life can last me a day to a day and a half. Like he said, you can charge it with a USB port, and it does have a pass-through design, so you can vape on it while it's charging. I would definitely recommend an external charger. It is better for your batteries, but you can charge it through a USB cord. Like I said, the battery life is great on it. What I do like about this is it's a 2-amp charger, and it charges both batteries at the same time. So you're not having one getting charged faster, than the other one that's charging the exact same time for both batteries. Great design for it. Like I said, I love the battery life. You can go a day and a half without having to charge anything.
Myself personally, I'm rocking the Candy King Swedish. It tastes just like Swedish fish out of my tank. It is a great juice. I've not had any problems with it. I use 6 milligram because I used to smoke, and I don't want to go down any farther. I love 6. I'm happy at 6. So that's what I'm using right now. It's a great juice. So you can get that at some of your stores, or you can find it online.
And for myself, I'm still using the No Hype Vapor Strawberry Banana Milkshake, 3 milligram. My favorite juice of all time right now. Going back to the tank, what I do love about this is it's a true nicotine level. I was using a sub tank on my RX, and I noticed towards about a month of me using it, it seemed like the 3 didn't really hit me that much anymore, because I never smoked, so I just went to a 3. But with this, what you're putting in there is what you're getting. It's a true consistent hit. I know the first time I hit the 3 out of there compared to my sub tank, I was like, whoa. I mean, it hits you hard, but it's not an overbearing. It's just a true hit. I can't say enough good things about this. I love it. Like I said, I've been eyeing this thing since it dropped on Wismec's site a couple months ago, and I was just sitting there. I looked at it at least once a week, just going, please release this soon. So like I said, I can't say enough good things about it. I don't have any cons at the moment for it. It's a great overall mod, and I personally, without using the Alien, would put it above and beyond the Alien. Like I said, I never used one, so I can't really give you like a 100% accurate rating of it, but I would definitely put this in the top tier of mods right now. It's one of the best ones on the market in my opinion.
We will do a video, hopefully down the road soon, where I can compare the Alien versus the Predator. Very ironic names that they both chose, but we will do a review of both of these, both the mods next to each other, and how they both hit. I talked a little bit about the temp control on the Alien. Now, I have used temp control. I used my Limitless Gold Edition, and I put that on top of here, and I hit it with temp control. The feel is completely different. The temp control on here feels very, very accurate, at least compared to some of the other mods that I've used. Compare it to, it feels very, very smooth, very good. You don't have to worry about it turning on and off. It's good at regulating that coil temperature. Another thing I want to talk about real quick before we, I think we're closing up soon,
I
is that
just clouded up everything. That's how good that tank is.
the coil in here, I have the .25, and those are the ones that we can find right now to buy. I haven't been able to find any of the .2 coils, and the .25, I have not had a problem with putting a different juice in. As you can tell, I have about a little bit under half a tank. When I get to about a fourth of a tank, I will refill it with a different flavor sometimes, and it has no problem getting out whatever flavor's in that coil and putting in the new one. So you get maybe 3 or 4 hits, then that flavor's gone. And then you have your new flavor that you just filled your tank with. It's very, very good at cycling through juices. If you're somebody who changes juices often, you don't have to worry about having that same flavor stuck in the back of the coil that you get hints of here and there. It changes very quick. I mean, 10 hits tops, and you're already onto another flavor.
And for this tank, I did, because it does go up to 228, like the name suggests. I actually hit it at 100 a couple times, and the .2 coil is a bit of a warmer vape. You do feel it, but it's smooth. I sat there for probably 5 to 10 minutes, hitting it at 100 watts, and it felt like I was vaping at 60. It's very smooth, very consistent, and I'm sure I could bump it up a little more. I just haven't done it yet. Especially with that preheat function I talked about earlier. Very consistent, very smooth hit.
You have anything else?
Nope, I think that pretty much does it. Just to recap, great mod. Haven't had any issues with it. I'd highly recommend it to anyone who's either an experienced vapor or just getting into it. Like I said, I can't say enough good things about it.
Okay, well, that's our video for this week. Go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends so that they can see what's going on.
If you have anything else you want us to think about reviewing, drop that down in the comments. Try to see what we can do, and we'll see you next week.